is a frightening pack situation.
This is the blue that's been in the headlines for over a week.
I'm not paying taxes to keep these little turds off the street.
Rex Hunt is still fighting mad.
Why don't you get off your fat asses and make a contribution to society?
His punches.
How he was just trying to be a smart ass, just drunk off his face, just trying to start fights with everyone.
The sign in the middle of Main Street sums up the feelings in this town.
Rex Hunt saying stuff like that. Rex Hunt, everyone knows what he's like, and I think it's a bit much.
And he certainly has upset a lot of the locals.
Because he's certainly created a lot of disquiet and I think unnecessary panic about our town.
You know, this town's known as a peace-loving town.
With nearly 2 million tourists a year, Byron Bay has its fair share of crime. Assaults and unruly behaviour are major problems. But this incident, involving Rex Hunt seen here, members of his family and Byron Bay locals, is not as clear-cut as we've been told.
And this bloke here, he was one of the aggressors.
So just came out of the pub, stumbled over here, and then that's where it all started.
This is that bloke, and he strongly denies Rex's claims.
Just a random attack, an unprovoked attack on visitors going to their town for a wedding.
But what the camera doesn't show is what happened up there, the initial altercation. And we're told it's a vastly different version of events than the one being told by Rex Hunt.
Rex Hunt has come out of the pub. He's been extremely drunk, intoxicated from his wedding, extremely abusive to a small group of children who wanted nothing more than just to go their own way on a Friday night, hang out with their friends. And he's caused this whole debacle.
Some of these teenagers are the youths involved in the melee with Rex Hunt, his family and friends.
That's how it all started. They just barged through us, and then they're like bloody kids and stuff, and we just said something like, just go home, you touros. And then it was like just this rowdiness happening, and just we're like, oh, we just want to have a good time. They're like, yeah, so do we. So they just went their own way, and so did we. 20 metres down the road, next minute, Rex Hunt's son just hit my friend across the back of the head.
So Rex's son threw the first punch?
Yeah. And then he turned around, just started, like, just defending himself, and then Rex Hunt's come in trying to defend his son, hit the same dude that his son hit. He's turned around again, dropped Rex Hunt.
I was being held back by 2 or 3 or 4 of them, and I felt as if I was going to witness the murder of my son.
And then they were laying into each other, and then the daughter-in-law comes across with a high heel, starts hitting my mate over the head with a high heel.
Jodie even appeared on national TV to show how she fought off the attackers. Son Matthew Hunt told them he gave as good as he got.
These people have done this before, and they were very, very surprised when someone actually came over the back and gave them a bit of a touch-up.
This little bloke here, he was the bloke that mounted me like a monkey, and he's the bloke that hit me on the head, opened his palm and ground something into my head, which caused me to be cut.
The teenagers deny that emphatically. They blame Jodie's stiletto.
She's just gone mental, hitting his head, and then one's just missed and hit Rex Hunt in the head, and that's why he's got that big line, and you can tell it's a high heel because it's just a big mark.
So that was from his own family, it wasn't from one of you guys?
It was just from her.
Yeah, he's just obviously got a battered ego, just been beaten up by 16-year-olds who's brought it on himself.
Rex has portrayed this as a bunch of drunk kids, you know, going after him, when he was the only one intoxicated. All the kids involved were straight-edge kids.
What's that mean?
Which means they don't drink, they don't smoke, they don't party, they don't take any recreational drugs, they don't go out looking for violence. They're just
now that's a bold statement, but so proud are these kids of their lifestyle, they tattoo themselves with their beliefs. Drug-free, peaceful and proud of it. But they say they weren't going to cop any crap from a loudmouth. And it must be said that Rex claims...
Had one sip of red wine, didn't like it, that's all I got.
More dangerous than barley. Now it's gone up a notch.
I'd rather go to hell than Byron Bay.
I think it's a terrible statement. We lost a number of lives in Bali as Australians, and to compare that to an assault that occurred in Byron Bay is just doesn't even compare.
Inspector Owen is the boss of Byron Bay Police.
No one wants to come forward and complain about the other party. What conclusions can one draw from that?
Well, people can draw their own conclusions.
Investigation.
Mayor Jan Barham has her opinion.
Mr Hunt did meet and talk with the police, so he had the opportunity to follow through, and it appears to have been his choice not to do that, and that raises questions in people's minds.
That no charges were laid?
That's right.
In fact, police were quickly on the scene that night, and after talking to both sides briefly, they found...
And there was no real need to detain anybody.
But a national celebrity's outrageous vowed to seek revenge.
Top than be bored and kiss fish, Rex.
Brady Halls with that story. 2 million tourists a year in Byron means a lot of Australians